It's me, Renee. I'm back. And sorry. I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, and I mean, it's not totally kosher. It sounds weird. It's not, I suppose, perfect timing for it because it's about Hollywood and with the strike going on and all. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people who are not like doing videos and stuff about movies and TV series, the people who would have are either part of SAG or are actors or would get tickets to movie premieres. And me, little old me, just being a fan way over here in Norway. Yeah, I'm never gonna get a ticket to like an LA premiere or a New York premiere. And also, um, people don't watch me really most of the time. Like I have under 500 subscribers. I had 200 at one time, 300 one time, and then for some reason the number went down. Now it's going up again. Honestly, the ideas or like the thought behind why I lost some and have gotten some others, I'm not really going to go into it because, yeah, for me, I like this. For me, it's a hobby. Even though I have time to I suppose I could, if I wanted to, maybe I could be like the big fancy bookstore, but I don't really want to do that. Like I want to do as I've always done. I want to have a camera, me, a bookshelf, sometimes not a bookshelf, and just talk. I don't really want to do too many uh, edits and too much finger bobs. I just kind of want to have it like a conversation between me and you on the other side, me and people who kind of want to be my book friends because that's kind of how I imagine you are, my book buddies. And yeah, some of you probably might just watch one video of me, some might watch more, but yeah. But yeah, anywho, this is a video about movies, not books. So yeah, usually I talk about books. Today I'm not doing that. As well, I could sit by my DVD shelf. Yes, I still have DVDs. I'm not gonna do that because I mean, I have colorful books and I kind of like sitting where I am. So yeah. Uh, so like this year, this new movie that just came out. I kind of wanted to see it. I didn't see it because life, and now I don't think it's out. It's anymore out in theaters. But yeah, that happens. But that movie is The Greatest. It's a movie actually based on a musical that I did not know existed. There's a lot of things out in the world I can't know about all of them. And I suppose I'm not like a huge musical fan, but still. But yeah, The Greatest. It's a movie that has just recently been in theaters here in Norway, and it's a movie based off Take That songs, and kind of seems like cheesy and fun, like a nice movie. And that kind of got me thinking, and like yeah, other things got me thinking as well. But yeah, that got me thinking. So you have that one. Most famously, you have Mamma Mia, which is based on a musical, but it's also based on the ABBA songs. And then you have yeah, you have different musicals like that kind of based upon one one band or one singer's repertoire. And I kind of feel like it can be fun if you could have got more of those. Like, yes, action movie is fun, historical movie is fun, drama movie is fun, but it's kind of also just fun to like have a movie set on a tropical island or a movie set on a beach where there's a lot of singing. I mean, that kind of gives you a nice summery vibe when you watch it. You go into that summery feeling while watching it, and it's just so escapist and lovely. And yeah, you had that one, and I'm thinking about some other movie that I'm black out. Yeah, anyway. But this got me thinking. Would be just kind of be fun to like, well, yeah, I suppose you don't necessarily have to do like uh movie musicals where you have like summer based, but like if you do that, it's fun and nice. But yeah, I kind of got to thinking like, What other musicians or bands doesn't have to be singers, but yeah, singers or bands I think would be very good to like do like a jukebox musical by. And by saying a jukebox musical, my what I'm thinking about here is that like some musicals, like Les Mis, there it's just songs all the time and then a few dialogues. With me, honestly, I kind of felt like that was just kind of too much song. Like I like musicals, yes, but I also kind of like dialogue. So I feel like for me, I kind of like it more when there's dialogue, but also music here and there. I suppose like Camp Rock, High School Musical. Yeah, that's my generation. Though I was never like a huge fan of all those. Well, I kind of liked Camp Rock, but still, yeah. Anywho, so yeah, I got thinking, what musician or band do I think would have would have be right for like basing a story off? Because of course you have to base a story like has to kind of like the song has to have to fit into a storyline. And you know what? I have some ideas here. So yeah, first and foremost, honestly, this might come as what's the word again? Surprise. But I'm thinking the Killers would be quite a good band to use mm, as a basis for a musical. I mean, they already have like quite cool music videos now and then, but also like yeah, if you just listen to the lyrics for them, like Mr. Brightside is just a great lyric, and you I suppose maybe you don't, but if you do, there's a a real story behind it. The story behind it was that Brendan Urie, was that him? Yeah, who wrote no Brendan Flowers. Anyway, the guy behind the Killers who wrote the song, he wrote it because his girlfriend had cheated on him with someone else, and then kind of his thoughts going on in his head. And yeah, so I mean, that song kind of gives you an idea in itself, like how you could have like a subplot or a plot from there. But you also have Somebody Told Me, and that's also just a great plot. You could have like Spaceman is like you can have someone just kind of thinking about how weird the world is or daydreaming about going to space or like I mean yeah the lyrics to the Killers is they're just so great. So yeah, I kind of feel like having them being a basis for a musical jukebox musical would be quite good. I think that would be it's kind of easy no brainer really, and but they haven't done that yet. I don't know. I suppose yeah. That's also I kind of think like lately you've been doing like the Rocket Man, the like Elton John biopic. They also have like used songs uh from Elton John. You also had the Bohemian Rhapsody. So yeah, you have some movies like that where it's just kind of more based on like the biography of like the musicians, and that's cool. I think also it's also kind of fun where you have like Mamma Mia, where you just have like a different story. Like it's not based on ABBA, but it's you have the songs in there, and I kind of very much like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think the Killers would be quite fun to have like as a movie based around the Killers. I suppose you can even do like several movies, like because the Killers. I mean, they've been going on for like 12 years and 12 years more, a long time. Actually, more than those. And yeah, they also have sorry, they also have they also have one thing about like out now the Killers. They also have I don't know what's what to say. That's annoying. Yeah, I suppose yeah. The Killers. Well, no, no, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, the Killers I think would be just a great ripe to do like a movie around. Like those songs would just be amazing. But then you also have like a bit of a older band. They were like more around 2000s. I don't know if they're still active. Like, it's kind of fun, at least for me. Sometimes I feel like, oh yeah, that song, and I Google like, what is that singer doing now? And I find it on Wikipedia. Like, and they just released an album. Like, oh, they have new music. Like I feel like some bands and artists just kind of like this and this song and this and this period, and like you kind of feel like they haven't really done things afterwards. But of course, you have some people who are one-hit wonders, and then you have some people who are most known for their songs, like the two, three, five songs, but they still do other songs, and like the new songs aren't that well known and popular. But yeah, kind of like, oh, oh, for you, because like, isn't it kind of better to like be an artist that's kind of like kind of still known for their music, uh, like current music, like for example Taylor Swift. She has a lot of great old songs, but a lot of great newer songs. But like, yeah, my idea was Natasha Bedingfield, and like I googled her, and like, oh, you still have songs out. It's like, okay, because I mean, still having songs out, people just kind of assuming that you just have older songs that you live on, like the residuals from. That's gonna be bad, I'm thinking. But yeah, anywho, yeah. So the band I was kind of talking about, the Kooks, they're a British band, and they have like some songs from like 2005, 6, 7, around that era. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like I could have like a great basis for like, yeah, a story set in the UK, maybe just UK characters, or maybe backpacking. I don't know, because I don't know why it had to be a UK. But I suppose the Cooks, they're a British band, and it's one of the British band where you can hear in like songs that they are British, like they sing in a British way. But yeah, I feel like the Cooks have great lyrics and great songs that kind of ripe also for just to base movie out of. I think that would be just very cool. But also, yeah, I kind of have this daydream that you kind of have this like new renaissance, because every now and then you have like movie musicals like West Side Story, and it's not a big hit, and then you have, okay, not think like Cats, and Cats was like famously like an awful movie. Like people, I mean, it won a lot of Razzies. I feel like, yes, you have some that are kind of huge failures, but I feel like you could still do like Mamma Mia, big hit, Mamma Mia 2, big hit. Like they're talking now and then Mamma Mia 3. So like, yeah, doing like, I feel like maybe it's easier to do jukebox musicals instead of musical movies, because musicals movies, I mean, musicals is kind of meant for the stage, and then to make them into movies, it's not always that easy. But jukebox movies, it's kind of more like you're basing it on the songs. So, you know, yes. I mean, in jukebox musicals, you just kind of you need, well, of course, you still need a good story, but you need a good story, you need a great cast, and then you need a cast that can sing. I suppose you could do people like voiceovers, but yeah, you don't really need to have like the. It can just gonna be a fun story with some songs in it here and there. Like you don't need songs there all the time, but like songs here and there. And I feel like, yeah, sometimes it can really work. And then sometimes sadly it doesn't work. I don't know, I'm mentioning it now, I suppose. Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, I'm gonna mention it. So in 2000 and I want to say 9, maybe 8, maybe 11. Yeah, okay. Around 10 years ago, there was this movie that came out. It was called, what was it called? Yeah, I can't remember the name of it anyway, but still, yeah. The idea was cool, because the idea was that this main character, she was going to her best friend's wedding, and then there's a summer fling, and it took place more or less in Italy, and it was kind of like a fun idea. And like through the whole movie, they sung different, um, they sung different 80s hits, so it wasn't like along one band; it was just kind of different 80s hits. And yeah, I mean, 80s, they had a lot of cool songs from the 80s. But sadly, this movie, when they sang most of the time, they didn't sing that well. And secondly, the story itself wasn't that really well. I mean, I suppose like you can have predictable things in movies, that's not a no-no. But like this movie, it just did not work. annoys me. What is it called? I'm gonna link you the title of the movie. But yeah, I mean the idea for the movie was cool, but like the execution was just awful. It's almost that kind of movie I kind of wish someone would redo because I like the idea behind it, but like the idea it had potential, and then the execution was not good at all. But yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking that the Killers and the Cooks will be very good for like a movie musical, jukebox musical. And then this next idea, because yeah, I have several ideas. This next idea is a bit of a cheat, but it's not really okay. No, look, be with me. So it's Michael Bubble, like the Canadian singer. So he already has like a movie where lots of his songs are throughout it. It's the wedding date, which like he has songs all over it. But it's not a song that's based on his songs. It's a song that they just used most of his songs because I don't know they kind of felt like it, and it works in this movie. But that movie is based on a book, not on his songs. And I feel like yeah, he has. I feel like he has a lot of good songs. I mean, he's been doing it for like 20 years now, and I feel like he just yeah, he does a lot of covers, but he also does a lot of original songs. And I feel like a lot of them could just be very cool for like a fun rom-com or romance movie. Like I haven't met you yet. A lovely song that about someone who hasn't met the love of their life, but they are. Like it's about song about hope. And so the song "Home" is all about coming home, and yeah, kind of feel like why no one hasn't done that yet? I don't know, and I feel like it's just a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. And then up next we have another that's I think she's been used here and there. Well, yeah, she's probably been used here and there again. But I don't really think people haven't thought like specifically we're gonna use this song singer's uh, back catalog as an inspiration for a movie. I don't think people have done that, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, go to singers and bands and use them as inspiration. I think that would just be so cool. Yeah, that's something I'll sing a lot of this in a lot of time, many times in this video. But yeah, the singer I'm thinking about now, Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, she has a beautiful voice, and her songs. I mean, yeah, a lot of times she also did like lots of covers. Is it only covers? I don't know. But yeah, if you still just kind of like look at her repertoire, her backlog, and like take that inspiration of Hollywood, I think that would be just very nice. I think it's a no-brainer, really. I think it's a no-brainer. So yeah, Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, just using her as a soundtrack for a great movie. Well, great story. She's just a beautiful voice, and yeah, I think it needs to be done. Really needs to be done. So yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah. So then we're going a bit more modern again. Well, no, yeah, I have one more cheat. But yeah, I don't think this is not a band I'm like very familiar with, but I'm not unfamiliar with them. I feel like having their song be based for a movie would be very cool. And it is the Spice Girls. Yes, this is cheat because you already have the Spice World movie where they did sing in it themselves. But I'm kind of thinking like, would we? I suppose maybe like do like the greatest, but just do it for like fans of the Spice Girls and like do like a story about five or three or four friends who love the Spice Girls and now they're kind of daydreaming, their life isn't going well, and their Spice Girls is getting back together and they can meet at the concert and like I suppose kind of the same thing like at the greatest. But like I feel like I mean also like there's nothing new under the sun. I mean there's no completely new stories and some stories are just kind of fun to like do it again but just have a different cast, have a different direction. Of course you're not gonna do it completely the same, you're gonna tweak and have it different in some ways. And yeah, I think a Spice Girls soundtrack based movie would just be very cool. Then up next we have another band. For some reason, looking at uh, my notes, I have a lot of bands here. Uh, that wasn't really like on purpose. It just kind of happened. But yeah, and this band is also a 2000 band. They haven't been like doing stuff for the last few years. I think there's been talk about them doing a reunion, but I don't really think they've done it. It's also a band that's very famous in Europe. I don't really think they're famous at all in the US. Maybe like slightly, but like not very much. But I suppose I mean they have lots of songs. You can check them out on YouTube. It is the Sugar Babes. So they were like the peak of pop in the 2000s. They had so many pop hits, and they were just the hits and the band of my teen years. And I, yeah, very much enjoy them. And I think also, yeah, having those basis for like a movie was just it's a no-brainer, no-brainer. Why no one has done it? I don't know. It's weird. I think it should be done. It should definitely be done. And then up next we have, sorry, up next we have Panic at the Disco, which people often think as a band. I kind of thought it until recently, but then I discovered no, it's not a band. It's just like one of those things where it's a lead singer who kind of says like at the disco, and you kind of think, oh, it's a band. Like for example, Florence and the Machine. It's just Florence and a backup band. It's not like the Machine is like the other people in the group. It's just a backup band. So yeah, Panic at the Disco. I feel like their songs is just also I mean, not that I listen to a lot of their songs. This video could easily be retitled me daydreaming about movies, but not knowing stuff about music. But yeah, but like what I've heard from Panic at the Disco, I feel like could just be easily quite fun to like have as a basis for like easily you can easily make a like cool story around that and have it as just a great yeah did lots of great songs here and there as like important points in the plots and yeah and then next we have another band. No, we don't. No. Sorry. But yeah, now I finished with bands. And I just have two more ideas. But I also think like Aurora, which she's a Norwegian, but she's like people know her from all over. She has a song Running with Wolves. She has yeah, I don't know all her songs, but yeah, she has lots of songs. And she has this kind of her voice is just very ethereal, kind of mysterious, kind of like yeah, kind of ooh, well, a bit like out there. It's not like everyday voice. It's just kind of quite a unique voice. But I feel like maybe like do her song, do her back, do her backlist, but do it as like maybe do like a paranormal romance based around her songs. I think that would kind of be fun. Like Running in the Wolves. I mean, and maybe do like a werewolf story. That could be fun. Or like yeah, or like something. Maybe do like a time travel story where you have her songs. I think like that could be fun. That could be a no-brainer. Again, yeah, I'm gonna say no-brainer a lot of times this video. So yeah, and then last but not least, we have Sondre Justad, which this is maybe a bit of a cheat. Sorry, cheat in a way. He's a Norwegian singer. Well, Norwegian singer like he sings in Norwegian. Norwegian's like he's from Norway and sings in Norwegian. There's been this kind of trend this last 10 years that lots of singers in Norway sing Norwegian. Before they always sang in English, but now a lot of them do it in Norwegian. So yeah, you wouldn't probably heard of him, but like he has a great voice, and I love his lyrics. So yeah, I feel like of course this would probably be like a more like a plea to like um, Norwegian studio to like say something around his oeuvre. But I feel like that could also be a good idea, a no-brainer. So yeah, and yeah, I'm just about to go into 25 minutes. That's kind of fun. And yeah, that's kind of like what I had for today's video. So I'm gonna stop here and have like a nice 25 minute video. And yeah, if you guys want to talk about movies that you think, well, yeah, movie musicals that you love, jukebox musicals, or or musical movies, or maybe you think a book could be fun as like a musical, or you just agree with like some things I said. Yes. So I hope you have a nice day, weekend, whatever, and I'll see you soon. Bye.